Good morning, YouTube. Happy Saturday and a happy June 1st. I hope everybody's doing well. After my last trip to Baja, I realized the Garmin GPS, the Zumo that I have on the GS Adventure here, just wasn't filling the need that I had for navigation. They're great GPSs. I've had Garmin's practically since Garmin was invented. I use them in all my vehicles. The Garmin Zumo XT has got a lot of great features to it, and I've kept it updated and done everything I can. But unfortunately, you go down into Baja, it definitely has some drawbacks, especially when you compare it to Google Maps, Apple Maps, OnX Off-Road, some of these other things that are now actually on phones. My challenge with phone apps is actually mounting them anywhere. Pretty much every time I have tried to put a phone on a motorcycle, the vibration ends up killing the sensors in the camera, and I take the camera off and the film on the photos is just sitting there vibrating. So I've gone through probably 4 iPhones trying to mount them on motorcycles, and a couple of those were frankly work phones, so I don't think my employer appreciated me keep coming back going, hey, the camera doesn't work, camera doesn't work. They're like, what are you doing? So anyway, not a great solution. I've tried putting them on my tank bag on the bike, but then out in the sun with the vinyl, the phone overheats and it shuts down to avoid being overheated. So those solutions have not worked for me either. So I started looking at Carpuride. Had a lot of skepticism, to be honest with you. But if you're not familiar with Carpuride, basically it's a GPS system that runs wirelessly on Apple or Android CarPlay. Kind of the same principle that you see in modern cars, but this is used specifically and made specifically for motorcycles. So after this last trip to Baja, and I couldn't see my GPS, I couldn't track anywhere. If I wanted to go to a restaurant or to a location down there, I couldn't just type it in and look it up. I could see most of the roads I was on in Baja, but once we got off on dirt, I couldn't even do that. So plus the glare was really bad. It pretty much, I didn't use my GPS. If I hadn't been with my friends, I wouldn't have been able to know where I was going. So anyway, I decided to give the Carpuride a try. I ordered it, and we'll talk about the install, and we'll see if this thing actually works or not. So I'll be the crash test dummy for you guys, and if it works, maybe it's something, if you're experiencing similar problems when you're doing an adventure ride, this might be something that works for you as well. So when you purchase the Carpuride for the BMW, the 702 kit, in addition to just the ability to wire it directly into the battery with a standard RAM mount, it does also include the factory BMW Navigator mount. So if your bike did come with the factory navigation mount, that I think was offered on some of the models as an upgrade, it has the mount specifically for that. But otherwise, it does come with like a ball mount here, another ball mount to put on the application itself, and like a RAM-like mount. This is not RAM made, but it's a similar kind of thing. I didn't need these because I already had this mounted on the handlebar, and I had my locking RAM mount. So I just installed the ball on the back of the device itself and used my RAM mount, and it was easy to mount. So that's what comes with the kit, specifically when you get the BMW, and I assume for each of the bike models they offer this for, it would be similar. I did remove the headlight assembly just so I would have easier access in routing the wires back from the Carpuride. It's only comes with 2 wires. There's a red and a black, a hot and a ground, and it's designed to go directly into the battery. I did something a little bit different. I'll touch on that in a moment. The install of the unit itself was very simple. It came with a RAM ball mount already attached on the unit itself, so I used my own RAM extension arm, which has a lock and a key on it, and I just mounted it to the upper brace of the windshield with a bracket that I already had, but the kit did come with a bracket as well. So this allows me to not have to take the unit off the bike every time I stop and walk away from the bike, so it could stay on there full time. So as far as the wiring was concerned, it's designed to go directly to the battery, but I did use there's an accessory plug that comes with the GS Adventure that allows you to wire directly into the switch. So I took the red and the black wire and I just soldered that into that little plug that you see here, and that allowed me just to go straight in, and if it all works, then when I turn on the ignition, the unit will power on. And with that, she's all back together. So the question now is get it programmed and see if this thing actually works. So let's see what it does. Okay, moment of truth here. Let's see if this thing works. And if I wired it in correctly, probably the bigger question. Ignition's on. Okay, it's firing up. Carpuride. The sound is played from the Bluetooth trans output. All right, and there's your home screen. Okay, so if you're looking at the home screen, according to the owner's manual here, the green iPlay is for Apple CarPlay. The A Auto is for Android. There's an audio output for 2 sound modes, and you can turn the display off on the next one, this one here. Music, Bluetooth, etc. Is here. You've got your phone functions here, and it's obviously have to connect that to Bluetooth, which we'll do here in a moment. And your settings refers to the interface where users can access and set up other functions related to the device. There is a volume display up here on the top, an equalizer for your sound. Oh, and by the way, this does come with a memory card slot, so you can download a lot of music, I guess, if you want to run music that way. The CarPlay connected icon, which is here. There is a sun icon, which you can sort of display the brightness. A background image icon allows users to change the background and image of the display screen, and then a help icon. So that's the screen. So, okay, let's go into the setup of this thing. Enter the Bluetooth function settings. So we'll go into settings and Bluetooth. It is discoverable. Okay, so I will now go into my phone here and go into my settings, go into Bluetooth, and look down here. Oh, there's Carpuride. Which one do I pick? Carpuride XXXXX. Guess that's it. Alright, so we'll click pair, click allow, and click use CarPlay. And then turn on the CarPlay. Allow. Alright, look at that. Ah, look at this. Right there, there's my Google Maps. So if I go into here, I probably already have home, work, my saved places, gas stations. Oh, this is cool. Ah, it's up and working. Okay, so far, this is fantastic. And there are all there's Apple Maps. I've got my messaging. There's a car home feature. I'm not sure what that is. Haven't seen that before, but news calendar. Yep, kind of have my normal display here, but scrolling on through, Google Maps, my radar for weather, Chick-fil-A, some of these auto-loaded, AAA. There's Rever for the motorcycle rucks, OnX Off-Road. I've got Spotify, Sirius, even get my Teams, and Waze, although Apple is fading out Waze, I still like that sucker, so it's a pretty good navigation function. Traffic map and some other apps on here as well. So okay, this is really exciting. So we'll get this thing out on a ride and see how it works, but this is simple because now the beauty is I can now shove my phone in the tank case where it's protected from the sun. I've got a charging cable for it right here. It can stay fully charged inside the tank bag, protected, and I've got all the functionality of using my iPhone without destroying my iPhone on a handlebar mount and having it vibrate till the camera fails. So anyway, so far so good. So I hope you found this video helpful, and if you're considering one, I'll do another kind of after I get it out on the road and see how it works in the sun and the glare. But so far this is really cool. Yeah, look at that. Wow, pretty neat. All right, well, thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful.